50-something years ago, the Chicago Botanic Gardens opened their garden gates in 1972 with one garden, that's how they started. Now at the present time, we had 28 gigantic gardens, 28. They're all very large, very different. No two gardens are duplicated here. They're all very different. They all stand their own, but they're very large. So ladies and gentlemen, please wear comfy shoes and clothing. That is the key here at Chicago Botanic Gardens. Here to your right, as you came into your gardens, is your walking plaza, where you meet and greet your loved ones, your friends, your neighbors, your out-of-town guests right there. Plenty of benches for you visitors to sit and relax and enjoy the flower beds right there, the planters. And just remember where you park your car, ladies and gentlemen, because that could be a problem. You'd be here 2 hours, come through the visitor center, try to find your car, that could be a problem. A lot of people out here in hot, sunny day, they're trying to find their car, but they can't. Just try to remember where you park your car and try to keep your bearings if you're walking the gardens, because this is a large area. You cannot get lost, but you sure can get turned around very easily here at Chicago Botanic Gardens. Now what you're going to see today, everything is coming up. Roses here at the gardens. These flowers are just coming out of the ground. So be patient, ladies and gentlemen. We got to be patient with flowers and everything else in life. If more people have patience, it'll be a better world. Out on the roads, you know how that goes. So all these beautiful trees that you see, and the gardens love their trees, they love their trees. Now on a bad storm, the gardens no exception to bad storms. These bad storms take a lot of our beautiful trees down, and they clean it up with a quickness you don't even know a storm hit up here. Because they do it with a quickness. Sometimes they replant the same trees, sometimes not. But all this is taken care of. All the fixtures that you see, the benches, whatever is wood, concrete, steel, they fix or replace everything. It's a 24/7 operation here at Chicago Botanic Gardens. Actually, the gardens don't never sleep. While we're sleeping, these workers up here work, very much so. In front of us, slightly to your right, that big pavilion over there, that's your new picnic glade. It holds 200 people very comfortably. You can bring your picnic basket, your coolers, have your eats and drinks right there. It's right by the lake area. You have plenty of space for the kids to romp and run and roll. And then you can see the Japanese gardens from a distance. And right there, what's so convenient for you public, ladies and gentlemen, we try to have convenience for you public. Restrooms right there, 8, 10 steps, you're right there in the restrooms. Can't beat it with a step. Now we're going through this beginning of this road here. All this area to your left, this is your McDonald Woods. Have hundreds of oak trees, hickory trees. The wood chip path is very walkable, very signalized, letting you know everything in the woods. There's tons and tons of school buses come up here with children. Children love it. This is one of their destinations to go into and learn. There's a huge conch ring in the middle of the woods. Sit on the conch ring if you get tired of walking and enjoy nature there. There's always ways, ladies and gentlemen, always. And don't think the gardens is just about beauty. Yes, we got plenty of beauty for you visitors, but that's not it. That's not it in the long shot. First and foremost, education, research, conservation, all that included. We got tons and tons of classes here for you public. If you're interested, check it out. It's just not about the outdoor world, ladies and gentlemen. You come out there and take Tai Chi, take yoga, take cooking classes, take photographic classes, all kinds of classes. So check it out. That's for you to do. You got to do some kind of homework yourself, ladies and gentlemen. I can't do it all. I don't know if it's best to know it all. No one here at the Chicago Botanic Gardens work here know it all. It's too much to know. But what we do know, we're happy to share with you visitors. So ask your questions, ladies and gentlemen. Ask your questions. Here to your right across the lake, this is what they call Sancho Inn, meaning 3 items. 3 Japanese islands to your right. The first island is the island of everlasting happiness, which is unattainable for us, This is only for the gods. No one's allowed on this first island. See how the trees are shaped and pruned and topped off. Well, what our grass crew do, they take these tall ladders. They climb those tall ladders, all those trees over there, hand pinched and hand plucked by hand. It's a long, hard procedure, but that's what they do to get those trees looking like they're old and ancient looking. And the Japanese, they revere the state of old age. They revere this very highly over Japan. And over in Japan, some of the trees over there are old and ancient looking, but certainly not here, because you know the Chicago Botanic Gardens is a baby garden. So you know the trees can't be too old, but they all look old and ancient looking. Now look closely on the island. There's no man-made objects on the island, no footpaths, no bridges, no ladders, and no kind. Those borders going all the way around the island, these are the bones of the earth. Everlasting happiness only for the gods. Our second Japanese island is an island of cool, pure breezes. Now on cool, pure breezes, there's a little arbor house over there. This arbor house is a sanctuary, or a resting place for the visitors. They get over there and sit down and relax and enjoy the greenery. Adjacent to the arbor house is a little dry garden, modeled in the tradition of the Zen Buddhism, where the gravel there is raked like water ripples, raking onto the shorelines. And the boulders in the gravel represent the three Japanese islands. The Japanese are known for their stroll gardens, their moss gardens, their dry gardens. As you stroll the Japanese pathways, you'll have tranquility, serenity, beauty at every turn. And the Japanese garden of technique, ladies and gentlemen, is hide and reveal. Hide and reveal. So you walk the pathways over there, you will not see everything at one time, like most people think you'll see. Surprise, surprise. As we pass these streets, look down the lake water, you see our zigzag bridge down there. Well, they say it's a zigzag bridge for a reason, to have you visitors being aware of your surroundings and watching your steps. A zigzag bridge. Our last Japanese island, but not the least, is the island of Auspicious Cloud. Now on Auspicious Cloud, it has a Shogun building nestled right there at the water's edge to catch a cool, cool breeze. This Shogun building is a summer retreat for the samurai warrior. He comes from his chaotic daily life into the tranquilities of nature there. Now this Shogun building, they built it over in Japan for real. They took it down piece by piece, brought over it to us. And the same craftsman that built it over in Japan came right along with it and put it right back up over here. Very authentic. It's open to the public on Sundays from 1 to 4. You can go inside and view it if you wish. Now all this land to your right of the road, all the way down the right of the road, this is called the Lavin Evaluation Garden, where they have thousands of plants in the ground. Our scientists, they come out here, they study all these plants, test these plants, see which ones are going good here in the Midwestern soil, which ones can endure the climate here in the Midwest, which ones are disease resistant, among other things. The scientists look for and study for 4 years, ladies and gentlemen, 4 years testing period for these plants. In front of us across the lake, we have bridges. We have to have bridges because we have a lot of islands. This small bridge that we're passing is called the Arch Bridge. This bridge coming up in front of us, this long bridge is called a trellis bridge. Both these bridges lead from the main island over to this mountain in the middle. That's an island also. It's called Evening Island. Well, years back, Evening Island was a bare landscape. So the gardens decided to develop this island. So they had a lot of architect firms come and confer with the top architect of the gardens. They picked this architect firm, was based out of Washington, D.C., called Old Man Van Sweden Associates. They got the nod for that 2-year construction site over here because they had ideas what the gardens were looking for. So the gardens went with them. They got exactly what they wanted to get. They made sweeping pathways all the way around Evening Island so the visitors walk and contemplate all the beautiful surroundings over there. They put hundreds of thousands of flowery bulbs over on Evening Island, grasses over the Evening Island. They built restrooms over there. They got the Caroline Tower, of course. They built a conference over there where you visitors can sit and enjoy the sunset if you wish. We also have that Caroline Tower, got 48 bronze bells inside there. They weigh from 24 pounds to 2.5 tons. They were cast in the Netherlands. They give off a 4-octave range. They chime on the hour to keep you visitors on time. Also, ladies and gentlemen, they give off beautiful concerts. Our concertlaires, they come from all around the world. They come here and play these bells for you visitors. You can bring your picnic basket, your coolers, spread out your spreads, your floating lawn chairs, your floating tables, your blankets, whatever you want to bring. Bring it and come on up here and enjoy the free concert. Talk about something delightful. It is just that. Sometimes I work an 8-hour shift. I stay for these conferences because they're just what I tell you they are. No more, no less. So come on up, ladies and gentlemen. It's all free for you for the gardens, on the gardens. So take advantage of freeness. They got a lot of programs free for you public. Take advantage of these programs, ladies and gentlemen. Who don't like free nowadays? Think about it. Think about it. This building here to your left, we're approaching. This is one of 4 drop-off points we have doing the tour. This is your Plant Science Center. A lot of people like to get off at this point and walk across the Trouble Bridge over to Evening Island. Did anybody want to get off here? Nobody? Everybody want to stick with me, huh? Well, wise choice, ladies and gentlemen. Wise choice. I love company. I love company. My house is considered Walgreens. Everybody's welcome. So that's where we are here at the Gardens. You're always welcome here at the Gardens. This is my second home, whether you know it or not. And then our Plant Science Center, we got our science in there, studying the plants, trying to better environment here on Earth. We got a Hebrew in this building, seed bank, where they put thousands and thousands of seeds for study and further use. We got college students from around the country. They come right here to learn about the outdoor world. Northwestern students, they're all here. You don't see them, but if you seen them, you wouldn't know who they were. But I'm telling you, they're right here. So keep all this in mind. We got classes galore for you public, ladies and gentlemen. And these college kids, I talked to some from Boston. They said, Dorothy, we heard about the Chicago Botanic Gardens, but we didn't know it was this beautiful. I said, yes, it is that, and it's steady growing with beauty. And the gardens is constantly growing, ladies and gentlemen, with your help, of course. Because without your help, the gardens couldn't survive. You know this. The gardens know very well know this. So keep this in mind. That huge sculpture to your right. In the gardens there, it's a huge sundial. It works very well. It keeps good time. Anytime you want to walk through these gardens, feel free to do so, ladies and gentlemen. All this is labeled. All those plants are labeled in there. Maybe you see a plant or two you want to be incorporating in your own yard. Think about it. Think about it. They're here for you visitors. And you can get your exercise on, look at beauty at the same time. You can't beat it with a stick. Now we're in what we call a Chris Janikowski's campus. Its name's right here to your right. Well, we call him Chris J. When he was here, he's retired now. But Chris J. was a wonderful man. You loved to be around, talk to, work for, and fun with, and everything. I had a chance to work with Chris J. the last 3 years he was here before he retired. And talk about fun, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, we had some fun. Big time, big time. And Chris was just one of those guys you want to be around all the time. You don't want to leave him. That's where he was. Men and women didn't want to leave him. And all he does, he's retired now, all he does is travel the world over and over again. He always traveled the world before he retired, but now that's his thing. Now all this was his baby, his dream, his mission was the Chicago Botanic Gardens, ladies and gentlemen. He loved the gardens. Like most of us work here, love the gardens. And I hope you do too after this tour or before the tour. Don't make a difference. This is your garden. If you don't have a garden, if you have a garden at home, it's still your garden. Now everything you see on this road, on both sides of the road, both pergolas on both sides of the road, the vines will be going up these pergolas, everything you see in your eyesight on both sides of the road, test and evaluate, test and evaluate, test and evaluate, everything. So keep this in mind. We got Mirandine pathways where you visit and walk on both sides of the road, all the way down the road. These tall hedges to your left. All these buildings all the way down the road pertain to plants galore. This is what we call our production area, ladies and gentlemen. What you see in our display gardens, this is where it all starts from, our production area. Tram leaving the plant science, no one on, no one off. And the Chicago Botanic Gardens change throughout the year, ladies and gentlemen. So don't think you're going to see the same thing here at the Chicago Botanic Gardens. You're not. What changes is your flowers. There's your change up, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your flowers. And we have tons of people working down here at the south end in the production area. You will not see them because they work behind the scenes to your left. Coming up to your left, this brick building, red brick building, is called the head house. The head house. We're in our head house. We got staff office right there. We got big areas where the plants, trees, bushes, all back there. On both sides of the road, we got these crabapple tunnels for you visitors to walk through these lovely crabapple tunnels. Just another lovely walk-through area. Coming up behind the head house. To your left, this white building all the way down the left side of the road. This is what we call a production greenhouse. In our production greenhouse, 250,000 plants go to our production area each and every year. 250,000 plants, that's a lot of plants, ladies and gentlemen. Now the dahlia show just left us. Daffodil show just left us. So keep abreast of your garden happening today. But people are going out to the gardens with plants. Wagons of plants. They're just streaming out here with plants. Because you can't get these plants like in the floral shop or your market. Can't get these plants. Now the production greenhouses. We have a huge orchid area in our greenhouse where they grow real orchids. You see all these flower beds? Well, these are all rose beds all the way down the left of the road. They'll be developed probably coming up June. So look for all kinds of flowers. These flowers will be roses. They'll be tested, evaluated, That's what they do here. That's exactly what they do here. And this road here is basically for the bicyclists, come all the way from Chicago all the way up here. And then if they're going back, they take this road all the way back, going to the forest preserves, ladies and gentlemen. So it's just a beautiful bicycle ride up here too, because we get a lot of bicyclists. And at the end of the road, these red brick buildings down at the end here, these are bonsai studio, where they work putting the bonsai trees. They put them in the hospital, work on them, and they get ready to put them out in the courtyards in the Regenstein Center. They switch off and on, so you really will not see the same bonsai trees. You will not. And some of these bonsai trees are 1,000 years old. Okay, now we're going to cross this bridge here to your right. This bridge is also a dam or weir, separating two bodies of water here to your right. So please, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very narrow bridge. Keep all your body parts in. Do not dangle nothing out. Hold on to your hats, caps, maps, and babies, please. And see these arbors to your left. See all these arbors on both sides of the road? See the vines going up the arbors? They're being tested, evaluated. They got benches all in the arbors where you bicyclists and sit down. If you get tired of bicycling, sit down, relax, reflect yourself, and cool off a little bit, and keep on your journey. Now the body water on your left-hand side is your Skokie River. The body water on your right-hand side is our lake system. We're going up in our prairie community. Before Illinois was settled, 2/3 of Illinois was covered with prairie. All the prairies are back gone now, except for a few isolated areas. So what the Chicago Botanic Garden has done, recreated 6 prairie communities. Here's a look-see what used to be hundreds of years ago when the Native Indians, the earlier pioneers were here. This is how it looked to them. Exactly the same original prairies of yesteryear. same. And as far as I can see, all across the lake, it all looks the same, don't it? But here at the Chicago Botanic Gardens, ladies and gentlemen, looks are deceiving. I know about each and every prairie because I came out here and learned. And that's all of us Tramjari did. We didn't go to no library, stick ahead no book and learn about no flowers, no prairies, no nothing else. We just start walking through these gardens, come out here from the business center, walk from the business center all the way out here, have pencil and pad in our hand. What we couldn't remember, we jotted down, and we learned because everything out here is sacred for you visitors to learn. And it's a beautiful thing to come out here and learn in nature, close up. Big education here at Chicago Botanic Gardens, ladies and gentlemen. Big education. And that's what the garden's all about. Not all about beauty. Of course, we got plenty of beauty for you visitors. That goes without saying. But as you walk through the prairies, you learn so much, so much. And each gigantic prairie, 6 of them are very different from one another. The difference comes in as your soil context of each gigantic prairie is very different from one another. Very much so. They come out here and condition all these prairies. Just like the condition of gardens, they come out here and condition the prairies. They've got different ways to condition prairies. Some of them do a controlled burn. When they do a controlled burn, they burn up all the prairies. Burn it right down to the soil. Or when you come out here and see a controlled burn happening, it's right, nothing but black dirt on the bottom. And when they do a controlled burn, this rejuvenates new plant growth. So new plant growth will be popping straight on up. Very healthy. And then they come out and mow different areas of the prairie. Very healthy for the plant life. And we have to have our insects, ladies and gentlemen, our bees and stuff. We got to have our pollinators, very much so. And all these trees, and the gardens love their trees. We got to have our trees. Most of you all know this. But teach your little ones. I bring my great-grands up here. They can run 2 trees down to you in detail. They're only 4 or 5 years old. But they know, and they be talking in baby language, but you understand these kids, you be laughing at the same time. That's how you do, you learn your little ones, and they'll appreciate the outdoor world much more. All this grassland to your right, this is called a festival field. Well, at different times throughout the year, we have big events out here at Festival Field. They're setting up, they're doing something to Festival Field. I don't know what it is, but they're setting up for something coming up. So keep in tune of your garden happenings, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're coming up to my second drop-off point. This pathway to your right will lead you over to Evening Island. Let me come to complete stop. You can get off to your right, please, if you want to get off. Anybody? Nobody? One person. Okay, very good. Thank you for joining and sharing. Thank you. Enjoy. Tram leaving Festival Field. One person off, no one on. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All this area to your right, all what you see to your right, the water is called the Great Basin, along with Evening Island. This was a 2-year construction site. All this area was torn up big time. Dust was flying, rocks was flying, Mack trucks coming in, flatbeds coming in. They ran havoc with us tram drives, but we endured. We're happy with the results. 2 years construction. We were so happy when it was finished, we could not wait because it was a mess. These trucks would be rolling in here, going the wrong way. We had to hold off our tour, get these big gigantic trucks turned around. It was a mess. We had to wear masks to give the tour because we're covered from head to toe with dust. Well, it was a mess. They built these 2 bridges that you see. The closest bridge is called the Serpentine Bridge. The bridge beyond that is called the Arch Bridge. Both these bridges mean from the main island over the evening island. Just a sweeping landscape of colors. It's called the New American Style Garden over there on Evening Island. It's gorgeous over there. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. They fixed it up to be gorgeous. Of course it is gorgeous. And all 28 gardens, they're all very different. And all throughout the gardens, you've got nooks and crannies, ladies and gentlemen. You might have your nook and cranny. I know I have mine. Some of us visitors have the same nook and cranny. There's a lot of people get up here. We have over 1 million visitors visiting our gardens annually. That's a lot of people. And the garden's constantly growing, so keep that in mind. Some people come up here, they have a big garden. You got 28 to pick from. Some of them bring a book. They go to their favorite garden and read for a few hours. Because as soon as the gates open, it's quiet and peaceful up here before everybody gets up here. And it's lovely, lovely, lovely. Peace and quiet, tranquility, serenity, you can't beat it with the spirit. As we roll up the road on the other side of the lake, to your right, all these beautiful trees, this is called Century Garden. It appeals to all our senses throughout the seasons over there. And as you walk the woodland path, the kids can run ahead if they wish, or you can go over that lovely garden, feel, touch, smell, hear, right over in that lovely garden. You go right to left to right, don't make any difference. You go in one garden or other. You go all the way down the island, down the island, down the island, down the island, all the way around the island, come out the other side of the island, go right in the next lovely garden. Garden after garden after garden of loveliness. And ladies and gentlemen, please, please bring your cameras. Bring your cameras, take your pictures. That's what the garden's all about. Down on Lake is our smallest of our 9 islands. This is called Spider Island. Spider Island is a naturalistic garden accented with birches, oaks, pines, a few service-berry trees, and native plants at the heart of the garden area. As you go round Spider Island, there's a little seated secluded cove down in there. I call it a little lover's cove myself, Spider Island. Here to your left, you get a close-up look of the Skokie River flowing the opposite way we're going. Hi there, how you doing? And ladies and gentlemen, the more you come, the more you learn. As simple as that. It don't get no better than that. I love to bring my great-grands up here. They love it up here. Granny, when you gonna take us to the gardens? Granny, Granny, Granny. I'm Granny. I don't feel old. I just, gardens keep me young. Now we're going over our third drop-off point of the tour. Will be your Regenstein Center over to your right, where we have beautiful library. Where if you members here at the gardens, you can take out our books quite naturally. If you're not a member, you can go in there and relax and cool off in our cozy chairs in the library. And just go into the building and see the flower displays in there, ladies and gentlemen. In Regenstein Center also, we have 2 bonsai courtyards. You look at the bonsai trees and explore them. Also, we have gigantic greenhouses in our Regenstein Center. No 2 greenhouses are alike. So there's a lot to see, ladies and gentlemen, a lot to see. Here to your right, this pathway leads you over to Spider Island. This brick wall that we're circling around, this is called Circle Garden to your left. Circle Garden has annuals, perennials, trees, shrubs, dancing waters, exotic plants, tropical plants, all in this one garden. This one of the gardens has changed 3 times out of the season. Not once, not twice, 3 times. So bring your cameras, take your pictures. Got 2 gigantic rooms on each side of the main corridor of Circle Garden. If you're walking the gardens, this pathway to your right will lead you to many gardens that lovely way. Let me come to a complete stop. You get off to your right, step down very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. Take your time stepping down, please. Thank you for tuning, sharing, whoever want to get off at this drop-off point. The next time we'll be coming along in another 45 minutes. So be right.
Really think you smell, and next year for your birthday, I hope you go somewhere else.